This is Artemis Mission Control in Houston, Texas. The crew on board the Orion spacecraft continues to be in their pre-sleep period. This is approximately 2.5-hour block of time each day where they can eat their dinner, wind down for the day, and complete any hygiene or other activities to prepare for their upcoming sleep period. They have about 30 minutes remaining in that pre-sleep period, and then they will enter into their 8.5-hour block for crew sleep, and that will round out the fourth flight day of the mission. Currently on your screen, you're seeing a view of the Artemis Real-Time Orbit website. This website is available at nasa.gov/trackartemis, and it provides real-time updates on the data and telemetry of the Orion spacecraft, especially when we don't have live views coming from the spacecraft itself. Currently, the Orion spacecraft is about 198,000 miles away from the Earth and about 83,000 miles away from the Moon as it continues to close in on the Moon. Tomorrow, during Flight Day 5, the Orion spacecraft and its crew will reach another important milestone when they enter the lunar sphere of influence, and that is when the gravitational forces of the Moon become stronger than that of Earth. Throughout the day today, the crew completed several different activities. One of those activities was a manual piloting developmental flight test objective, or DFTO. And during this activity, the crew performed several different attitude maneuvers to compare 6 degrees of freedom and 3 degrees of freedom attitude control. 6 degrees of freedom refers to the 6 ways that a spacecraft moves, the 3 translational degrees of freedom of forward, backwards, up and down, and left and right, and the 3 rotational degrees of freedom of roll, pitch, and yaw. And through this test objectives, the crew was comparing the standard 6 degrees of freedom to the degraded qualities of 3 degrees of freedom. And it also differed from the piloting during the proximity operations demonstration that took place on the first flight day, in that the seats are now put away so the hand controllers were on their orbital mount rather than on the seat mount, and this time CSA, or Canadian Space Agency astronaut Jeremy Hansen, and NASA astronaut Christina Koch got to spend time piloting. And throughout the demonstration, the crew stated they were impressed with the handling qualities, and they were able to maneuver and position integrity to also get some incredible views during that demonstration. Throughout the day, the crew also completed a lunar flyby plan review in preparation for the upcoming lunar flyby, which will take place on Flight Day 6. And during this plan review, each crew member had the opportunity to review their lunar targeting package, which is the primary tool that guides crew observations during the lunar flyby. It consists of 2 key components, the lunar geography review and the lunar targeting plan. The lunar geography review helps the crew to study major lunar features in advance of the flyby and also learn how to orient themselves during the flyby itself. And then the lunar targeting plan provides a detailed timeline of observation targets, background science context, and specific instructions for imaging and verbal descriptions. Currently on console here in Mission Control is the Orbit 2 team of flight controllers, who you can see there in the bottom right hand of your screen. The Orbit 2 team is currently being led by Flight Director Diane Daly, and the Capcom, or capsule communicator, currently on console is Jackie Mahaffey. This is Artemis Mission Control in Houston, Texas, as the crew continues to wind down for their day to conclude flight day 4. They will begin preparing tomorrow for flight day 5, during which they will spend the majority of the first half of their day working through a AUX suit developmental flight test objective, AUX standing for Orion Crew Survival System suit. During that test objective, they will be performing several different demonstrations as part of the DFTO. They will configure the Orion cabin, and they will also don or put on those suits and perform some suit leak checks. They'll also perform several different demonstrations while wearing the suits, including a suited nutrition and hydration contingency operations demonstration, and they'll also work to decrease the suit pressure and control the cabin pressure as part of the flight test objectives. All of these different tasks that they'll be working through are to test the capabilities of the suit. And the crew did wear that Orion Crew Survival System suit for launch. That is that bright orange suit. And it helps to protect the astronauts on launch day and also in emergency situations and throughout high-risk parts of the mission. And that call down from NASA astronaut Christina Koch to the team here in Mission Control Houston. The ground does have a loss of forward link right now, which means the crew can communicate down, but Mission Control Houston is unable to communicate up, but this is a planned loss of signal. So again, tomorrow during flight day 5, the crew will be performing several different demonstrations for the Orion Crew Survival System suits. So these suits help protect the astronauts on launch day in emergency situations and throughout high parts of the missions near the moon and during the high-speed return to Earth. The suits are managed by a team in the AUX lab here at NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston, and each suit is tailored to the crew member's anatomy and includes systems for air, food, water, and waste management. And in the event of an emergency, the AUX suits are engineered to sustain life for up to 6 days. So again, during this demonstration tomorrow, the astronauts will practice donning and doffing the suits in weightlessness, experience its pressurized environment, and confirm its performance for long-duration survival. Ahead of that flight test objective tomorrow, let's go ahead and take a look at those suits and what they will be doing.
The Artemis II mission will be a 10-day mission to the moon and back. The purpose of this mission is primarily to test out the Orion spacecraft for the future missions where we will go and land on the lunar surface. One of the fun things that we will actually be doing is donning the suits while we're in microgravity and actually experiencing them in the true pressurized weightless environment in the vehicle. I'm Dustin Gomert. I'm the Orion Crew Survival System Manager, NASA Johnson Space Center, and this is how you dress for space. The team here at Johnson Space Center in the Orion Crew Survival Systems Lab does pretty much everything involved with processing the suits, designing the suits, qualifying them for the Orion mission. The Orion Crew Survival System, OCSS or AUX, is the suit designed to keep the crew safe in an atmosphere, personal atmosphere around their body for launch, entry, landing, but also for long duration events in case there was an emergency on the way to the moon. There's several unique parameters that have to be designed in such a suit, such as how much pressure it can hold, the duration it can hold the pressure for, the amount of leakage that comes out of the suit, all the physiological functions. Each suit that the crew wears is custom built for their unique anatomy. It's your personal environment. It's a personal pressure vessel. It's, in the simplest terms, a body-shaped balloon. Each fit check, the crew gets practice donning and doffing the suit to understand how to rapidly get the suit on in the event of an emergency. The suit is put on very much like any other garment. Instead of the zipper being in the front, it's in the back, though. The pants are put on very much just like any pair of pants, and then you would climb into the suit and stand up. Your head will come through the neck ring, and the suit is effectively donned. Generally, you get a buddy to help you zip it up from behind, and then you can don your gloves, your helmet, and at that point, you're effectively sealed inside the suit. You may think you recognize the suit that we're designing from its heritage in the shuttle program. There is very much similarities between this suit and that flown in the shuttle, the Advanced Crew Escape Suit. The OC suit, however, is very specifically designed for its unique mission. And this unique mission is long-duration survival in the space capsule environment. In this context, if you're circling the moon or in transit to the moon and have to do a spin around to come back, it could take up to 6 days to return home. In this case, the suit has to be designed perfect to the occupant wearing it. The person is provided with all the necessities to support life for that duration, including food, drink, air, and bodily waste management as well. The orange layer is actually Nomex, and the Nomex is designed to keep the crew safe in case of a contingency heat or flashover event. The orange, in particular, is chosen because the capsule lands at sea, so international orange is very, very visible for maritime recovery. The blue V that runs down the chest of the suit is part of the torso harness that's sewn underneath the cover layer. Each of those is designed for reflectivity. Should crew come in, shine a light on them, instantly they know where to grab and how to save the crew. Working here on these suits is an absolute privilege. The weight of it is also incredible in knowing the ultimate responsibility that you and the team share. That crew is the number one priority. It's kind of overwhelming in a sense. It's exciting in a sense. It's awe-inspiring in every possible way. I have a feeling when the day comes, the crew is up there and everything's safe, there's going to be a massive sigh, a massive sense of just joy that we all feel. We're all looking forward to it. It's going to be amazing.
And this is Mission Control Houston. So again, the crew will be performing a developmental flight test objective tomorrow on flight day 5 as part of that, or using those Orion Crew Survival System suits. They will be putting them on, pressurizing them, and testing various capabilities of those suits. Following the completion of that developmental flight test objective, the crew will then stop for a little bit and have their midday meal. And then in the latter half of flight day 5, there is a planned outbound trajectory correction burn. There so far have been 2 other outbound trajectory correction burns. Both of those have been canceled as they were determined they were no longer needed due to the accuracy of the TLI, or translunar injection burn, which took place on flight day 2. But should it be needed, there is a planned outbound trajectory correction burn available during flight day 5. This is Artemis Mission Control in Houston, Texas. The crew recently entered their sleep period to round out flight day 4. We are 3 days, 8 hours, and 48 minutes into the Artemis II mission following a liftoff from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida on Wednesday, April 1st at 5:35 p.m. Central, 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time. The Orbit 2 team of flight controllers is currently on console, being led by Flight Director Diane Daly. The Orbit 3 team of flight controllers will begin making their way on console in about an hour from now and begin their handover with the Orbit 2 team. We are currently in an expected loss of signal between the ground and the Orion spacecraft. Artemis Real-Time Orbit website, which you can see there on the left-hand side of your screen, which continues to provide updates on the data and telemetry from the Orion spacecraft. The Orion spacecraft is just over 199,000 miles away from the Earth. Soon it will surpass that 200,000 mile mark, and it is about 81,000 miles away from the moon as it continues to close in that distance. We are expecting that the Orion spacecraft and its crew will make the lunar close approach and lunar flyby on flight day 6, which will be on Monday, April 6th. And this is Artemis Mission Control. There on your screen, you can see an image of NASA astronaut Reid Wiseman, who is the commander for the Artemis II mission. This photo was captured on board the Orion spacecraft as he was looking out of one of the spacecraft's main cabin windows, looking back at Earth and all of us here on Earth as they were traveling towards the moon. This image was captured on flight day 3. And then this image, a similar one, was captured of NASA astronaut Christina Koch, again looking back towards the Earth as they began to increase that distance between them and the Earth and travel closer to the moon. The crew has been capturing some incredible distance between them and the Earth and to the moon. Travel closer to the moon. The crew has been capturing some distance between them and the Earth and to the moon. Travel closer to the moon. The crew has been capturing some distance between them and the Earth and to the moon. Travel closer to the moon. The crew has been capturing some distance between them and the Earth and to the moon. Splashdown back on Earth on April 10th.